Hey guys, this is Madman Mars 2000. I'm just putting out this video because, you know, it finally happened. The man that I idolize more than anything in the history of professional wrestling, the guy who, at the age of 2 years old, actually got me into wrestling, and the reason why I've now been a diehard wrestling fan for 25 years now, has finally arrived to TNA. Of course, I'm talking about Hulk Hogan, the Hulkster, like, just my idol, my everything when it comes to wrestling. It's like, I wouldn't be here right now being a wrestling fan if it wasn't for Hulk Hogan. Like, Hulk Hogan meant everything to me back in the day. He was like how children like idolize a superhero, or, you know, something like Hulk Hogan was my idol when I was a child. It was like everything for me was Hulk Hogan. It was all about Hulk Hogan. Everything was Hulk Hogan. And heard the news that he finally signed with TNA, and when I heard that, got me to breaking out the Hulkamania bandana, which is something that I never do. I've had this bandana now for quite a while. I never wear it, and quite frankly, I don't even really know how to put a bandana on, but I tried my best here. I don't know, but anyway, what are my thoughts on Hulk Hogan joining TNA? And I've, you know, been reading a lot of the reports and all that. A lot of stuff that's been pretty negative towards Hogan joining TNA, saying that, you know, he's going to kill the company, and this is just further proof the company's going down the drain, and Hulk Hogan is going to just kill TNA, and, you know, TNA is going to be done in 6 months thanks to Hulk Hogan, because he's going to elevate himself, you know, way above the younger talent. But I couldn't actually disagree more with what I've been hearing from people saying this. I'm going to tell you guys right now, if anything is going to kill TNA, it is definitely and sure not going to be Hulk Hogan. If anything is going to kill TNA wrestling, it's the wrestling virus himself that needs to be disinfected as soon as possible. And I'm talking about Vince Russo. If anyone is going to do any serious damage to that company, it is Vince Russo himself, and Vince Russo is, bar none, a wrestling virus that needs to be disinfected as fast as possible. But anyway, I think this is great for TNA. I think this gives me a huge reason to watch TNA, because I'm a Hulkamaniac, have been since the age of 2 years old, and like, this is gonna do so much for TNA, because Eric Bischoff also signed with TNA, and, you know, Eric Bischoff is a mastermind. He's a genius. I mean, when he was running WCW, he beat WWE in the ratings week after week after week for over 80 consecutive weeks in a row. Almost to the point, guys, where WWE almost had to declare bankruptcy because WCW was that close to putting them out of business. And that just goes to show you what a mastermind Eric Bischoff is, and I'm so glad that he's joined joined up with Hogan to sign with TNA, and hopefully now that Vince Russo, or that Hulk Hogan and Eric Bischoff, who both hate Vince Russo more than anything, and since Hulk Hogan has a lot of pull, a lot of stroke, and just a lot of control in general in the wrestling business, hopefully this is what's going to finally get Vince Russo out of this damn company that he has no business in. The guy has no business in any capacity doing anything for wrestling, because he's what killed WCW. He's, like I said, he is the biggest wrestling virus that just needs to be disinfected as fast as possible. But anyway, this is great, because, you know, Hulk Hogan was TNA. The fact that he's got control now and he can sign people like RVD already wants to get into the business now, and he's really good friends with Hulk Hogan. He wants to get back into wrestling. Diamond Dallas Page, he's talked about getting back into wrestling now because Hulk Hogan's in TNA, and, you know, Hulk Hogan can get these guys to TNA. He can get Rob Van Dam and DDP and, you know, Mr. Kennedy and all these guys that need to be signed with TNA. Hulk Hogan can get them there, and he could even get Ric Flair back in there. And, you know, this to me is just phenomenal, guys. I'm so happy that Hulk Hogan is in TNA, and this is just something that really needed to happen, despite what a lot of other people who probably will end up disagreeing with me. I mean, it's up to you guys. You know, I respect all opinions about professional wrestling, and the truth is, I know that putting this video out, there's going to be a lot of people that are going to really disagree with what I'm saying about this is great that Hogan's in TNA, because I know a lot of you are really against it, and, you know, that's your call to make, guys. I don't know. I think this is just the greatest thing that could ever happen to TNA, and since the signing of Kurt Angle, I think this is even better, just because of the name Hulk Hogan. When you talk wrestling, even if you're not a wrestling fan, you talk wrestling, you're talking Hulk Hogan. You know who Hulk Hogan is, even if you're not a wrestling fan. He's just that big of a name. He built WrestleMania. If it was not for Hulk Hogan, there would be no WrestleMania. If it was not for Hulk Hogan, WCW wouldn't have beat out WWE over 80 consecutive weeks in a row in the ratings back in their Monday Night War era days. And, if it wasn't for Hulk Hogan, there wouldn't be wrestling, guys. Let's face it. Hulk Hogan built wrestling. He's the man that created wrestling. If it was not for Hulk Hogan, wrestling would not be a success that it is, the success it is today. And whether you like Hulk Hogan, whether you don't like Hulk Hogan, whether you hate Hulk Hogan and you think that this is the biggest mistake TNA could ever make, you can't deny that Hulk Hogan is the man who built wrestling, and he's the man that always brings in the fans because of the name. Hulk Hogan is not just Hulk Hogan. He is a household name when it comes to wrestling. He is the god of wrestling. He is what, everything that wrestling stands for. It stands for Hulk Hogan, Hulkamania, the Hulkster, you name it. It's all Hulk Hogan when it comes to wrestling because it's just the way Hulk Hogan is. It was the thing of the 80s. Like, Hulkamania was all the rage back in the 80s, and everyone was a Hulkamaniac, and everyone saw Hulk Hogan as, a hero among heroes when it came to wrestling. And the truth is that now that TNA has this name, now that they can say we are associated with the greatest in the business, Hulk Hogan, this is going to elevate TNA to a whole nother level that TNA really needs to get to. And I, for one, guys, am very excited, whether you disagree with me or not, about Hulk Hogan signing with TNA, and I think this is the greatest thing that could ever happen, and that's just my thoughts, guys. I just want to put this video out to you guys to give you guys my personal thoughts about Hulk Hogan signing with TNA, and if you disagree with me, that's, I respect that 100%. You have every right to do so, but all I'm doing is giving you my thoughts about Hulk Hogan signing with TNA. I think this is one of the greatest things that could ever happen, and I'm very excited to finally see Hulk Hogan in TNA, and I now can't wait to watch TNA because of this. But anyway, guys, long live Hulk Hogan, long live the Hulkster, and long live Hulkamania is all I gotta say. And I'm Madman Mars 2000.